Materials you will need for this crochet project are 2 colors of yarn, a size 4 crochet hook, some sewing needles for tucking in your strings, and some scissors. We will begin by crocheting this bottom part of the bag, and I'm going to use yellow for the same yellow piece here, and then in place of the white I'm going to use this kind of blue jean blue. I'm trying to use up my yarn stash. I kind of ran out of the white, so I can't make another one with white. But I think these colors will go together. So to begin to make the bottom part, I'm going to take the color I want for the bottom, and I'm going to chain 29. Now that I chained 29, I'm going to begin making single crochets starting in the second chain from the hook. So I should end this row with 28 crochets. So here at the end of the chain where I made my 28th single crochet, I'm going to put 2 more single crochets into that same chain so that it has 3 single crochets in it. And then I'm going to come to my next chain on the other side, and I'm going to make single crochets all into each chain on the other side. So I'll go ahead and do these first couple with you. Okay, so I will meet you at the end of crocheting into each chain. Here I am in the last chain on the other side, and I have placed 1 crochet in it, and I'm going to add a second crochet into that same chain, and then I will slip stitch into the first single crochet I made in this round. And now you can kind of see how we're going to get that nice oval shape for the base of the bag is just by crocheting around a chain. So now we're ready for our second row. I'm going to chain 1, and in this first stitch I'm going to place 2 single crochets, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next stitches until I reach the end where I have my 3 single crochets in that same chain. And when I reach the first of the 3, I will make 2 single crochets, and then I will single crochet in the middle stitch and 2 single crochets in the third stitch in that chain. But up into that point, I'm just going to make 1 single crochet into each stitch. Okay, I'm to the place where I have the 3 single crochets into that chain. Like I said, this first single crochet, I'm going to put 2 single crochets into it. And then in the middle single crochet, I'm just going to make 1 single crochet. And in the third single crochet that was made in that last chain, I'm going to place 2 single crochets. And that just kind of helps us round it and make it around the curve. So once again, I'm going to just place 1 single crochet into each stitch until I get to this last 2 stitches where we made 2 stitches into the last chain. So I'll meet you down there after I make 1 single crochet into each stitch. Here I am at the last 2 single crochets of this round, that they were the last 2 single crochets in the last chain. And in this first one, I'm going to place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And in the last one, I'm just going to place 1 single crochet, and I will join it to the first single crochet of this round with a slip stitch. So this is kind of the pattern we will do for this base, where we will increase on both sides of the rounded edge, but make single crochets along the straight edges. So in this next round, I'm going to chain 1, and in this first single crochet, I'm going to place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then I will just single crochet all the way around down this straight edge until I reach this corner. So I'll meet you at the corner and show you where to place the 2 single crochets to make the increase. Here I am at the place where I made the increase in the previous round. I have the first of the 2 single crochets I made, and I'm just going to make 1 single crochet in that first stitch. But in the second stitch of that increase, I'm going to place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then in this middle one I will make my single crochet. Then once again I'm at the place where I had the increase from the previous round, and on this edge we increased in the second stitch, but on this edge we're going to increase in the first stitch. So this first single crochet of the increase last time, I'm going to place 2 single crochets, and then in the second stitch of that increase I'll just place 1, and then I'm going to single crochet all down the straight edge until I get to the increase of the previous row, in which case I will put 1 single crochet in that first one and then 2 into the second one. I've finished making my single crochets straight across, and now I'm going to single crochet into the increase in the previous round. So in the first single crochet I will make 1 single crochet, and in the second single crochet I will crochet 2 single crochets. And then I will make a slip stitch into the first single crochet of that row, of that round. And now we're going to do 1 more round of increase for the base of the bag, and then we will go ahead and start working on building up the sides of the bag. So for this last round of the base, I'm going to chain 1, and then into this first stitch of this increase from the previous round, I'm going to put 2 single crochets, and then I'm just going to single crochet straight down until I get to the increase from the previous round. I will put 1 single crochet in the first of the 2 stitches and then 2 into the second. Here I am at the increase from the previous round. In the first stitch I will place 1 single crochet, and into the second stitch I will place 2 single crochets for the increase for this round. And then I will single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then I reach another increase from the previous round, and in this increase in the first stitch I will place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and in the second stitch I will place 1 single crochet, and then I will single crochet all the way down until I get into the next increase from the previous round. Now I'm at the increase for the last round, and in this first stitch I'm going to place 1 single crochet. And in the next stitch, I will place 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And then I will place 1 single crochet into that middle stitch and then slip stitch into the first stitch. And then this will be the end of our base. If you want your base to be bigger, then you can keep going and add more rounds to your base. But I just kind of have this smaller one for my bag, but you would just keep making increases at the corners each time as you go around. But now we are going to go ahead and start building up the sides of the bag. To build up the sides, I'm going to chain 1, and then I am going to crochet in the back loop only of the last round. And this will help kind of give it a nice edge to it. Let me pull this bag where you can see it. And you can kind of see there's more of an edge because we only crocheted into the back loop only. So I have chained 1, and now I'm going to make a single crochet in the back loop only. And for this round, there will be no increases, and so we will just single crochet into the back loop only of every stitch. And then we will join it together with the slip stitch at the end. I'm going to go ahead and finish single crocheting in the back loop only, 1 into every stitch, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Here I am at the end of this round, so I'm going to make a slip stitch into the first single crochet of this round, and then that will finish off the round. And you can kind of move your stitches a little bit, and then you can see how you have created a base, and now you're working on the sides. So to do the sides, now you can decide whatever stitch you want your sides to be. You could continue with a single crochet, you could do double crochets. I really like this tiny textures, and so I am going to use this one, and I'll show you how to. I have a playlist where I walk you through making a Stitches Sampler crochet rug, and from there you can look through and see if there's a different stitch that you would like to use. So I will put that card up so that you can find that playlist and check out different stitches, but I'm going to do the tiny textures. So to do that, for my next round, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do a pattern of single crochet and then followed by a double crochet. Only 1 stitch going into each stitch, but I'm just alternating between a single crochet followed by a double crochet. And I'm just going to do that all the way around this round, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Here I am at the end of the round, and I'm ending with a single, and I started with a single, so I'm going to add 1 stitch into this last stitch. I'm going to add a double crochet in with the single, so that way my alternating pattern can continue and I won't have 2 stitches of the same kind right next to each other. And then I'm going to make a slip stitch into that first stitch of the round, which was a single crochet. And now I'm ready for my next round. So for the next round, I'm going to chain 1, and this time I want to do the opposite stitch of what I did the previous round. So the previous round I started with a single, single, double, single, double. This time I want to start with a double, and the pattern will be double, single, double, single. And I just want to repeat that all the way around. Double, single, double, single. And that's going to be the pattern I repeat for this round. So just the opposite of what I did in the last round. I'm going to go ahead and complete that round, and I'll meet you at the end of this round. Here I am at the end of this round, and I will make a slip stitch into the first stitch of this round, which was that double crochet, and that round is complete. So now I'm just going to repeat these 2 rounds, alternating, starting with this next round will be a single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double, and then the following round I will start with a double crochet instead of a single, and just repeat that pattern all the way around. I'm going to do 4 more rounds so that I have a total of 6 rounds of the tiny textures, and then I will show you how to switch yarn colors. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up these 6 rounds in this color, and I'll meet you at the end of that when I'm ready to change colors. I ended up adding 6 more rows instead of 4. And so I have a total of 8 rows of the tiny texture. So now I'm going to get ready to change colors. I'm going to make a row of single crochet so that way I can have a nice clean line to my color change. This stitch is kind of zigzaggy if you change colors without doing a single crochet. I can show you that here whenever. I'll do that real quick so I can show you what that would look like in case you like that style and that's what you want. So I'll put that on and then I'll pull it out. So to change colors, here where I slip stitch for the last row, I'm going to put a slip knot with the other color onto my hook and slide that through and slip stitch with that. And then that's how I like to change my color. And then, so if I want that zigzag effect with my second color, I will just continue the pattern. So now this next row, I'm ready to begin with a single crochet followed by a double. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then you can kind of see how it's a little more zigzaggy than it is a nice clean line, which you might like that effect, and so this is one way you could do it if you wanted to. So there you go, you can kind of see how it will go up and down, up and down, up and down, versus this one where it's just a nice straight line. So it depends on what you want it to be like. I want the straight line, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull off my second color. Get that off, and then do my slip stitch. And so I'm going to make a round of single crochet so that way I can have my clean line. So I'll just single crochet into every stitch all the way around this round, and then I will join it together with the slip stitch, and then I will change colors. So I will meet you at the end of this round of single crochets only into each stitch. I am finished with my row of single crochet, or my round of single crochet, and I'm ready to slip stitch into the first stitch, but I want to make a color change. So I'm going to make a slip knot with my new color, insert my hook to get ready for the slip stitch, put my slip stitch onto my hook with my new color, pull through, and pull through. And I'll just pull on the yellow to tighten it, and then I'm going to chain one. So for this round, I'm going to go ahead and cut my yellow string, because I'm done with that. And because I want the straight edge for this first round, I will make a single crochet into each stitch, and then I will begin my tiny textures in the next round. So this first round of my new color, I'm just going to single crochet into each stitch, and I will meet you at the end of this round. Now that I finished this first round of single crochet in the new color, now I'm ready to begin my tiny textures and just finish off this part of the bag. I'm going to do 14 rounds of tiny textures in the second color. So I'll just begin with a single crochet for this first round, and then I'll alternate single and then a double and then single and double all the way around this round. Then in the second round I will start with a double crochet instead of a single and follow the pattern of double, single, double, just alternating stitches just like we did for the bottom part. I'm going to do that for this secondary color. I'm going to make 14 rounds and I will meet you at the end of 14 rounds. I have finished my blue rounds of the tiny textures. I ended up making 16 rounds instead of 14, and now I'm just going to finish this part by cutting off the string. And then I will start on the handles. On this one, I had the smaller strap, the one that it tucks under, the same color as the body. And I think for this one, I want to make this smaller strap the same color as the bottom, and the bigger strap the same color as the body. So I'm just gonna reverse it for this one. But if you like how this looks, then continue with your second color for this next part. But I'm going to continue with my first color for this next part. I am going to begin by making sure my bag is flat so I can see the front side of it. And I am going to start on the edge, and I'm going to leave this one crochet blank, and I'll come into the next available stitch. And I'm going to attach my yarn. And once again, if you like the clean straight edge, then this first row for this handle, you'll do a single crochet. But if you like the textures, the kind of the zigzaggy look, then you will just continue to follow your pattern of your tiny textures. But I like the straight edge, so I'm going to start with a single crochet. So I'm going to make one single crochet into the same stitch, and then I'm going to single crochet into the next 10 stitches so that I have a total of 11. So 1, 2, 3, so I have 11 stitches, and then I will chain 1, and now we will no longer work in rounds, we're going to work in rows. So I'm going to flip my work, and I am going to begin the tiny textures pattern. So I'm going to start this one with a single crochet. So I will single and then double, single, and then double, oops, and I will repeat this pattern across this row. When I'm finished, I will chain 1 and turn my work. I finished the last row with a double, so I'm going to start my next row with a single. I think I ended up crocheting into my chain space that I had. That's okay. I ended up giving myself an extra stitch, but it looks straight, and so that's fine. So I ended with a double, so I'm going to begin this row with a single. So that way we alternate what we are doing. So we'll just make rows very similar to the rounds of this tiny texture pattern. And I am going to make 19 rows for this smaller handle, the handle that the bigger loop slips under. And so we'll make 19 rows of this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you at the end of my 19th row. I have finished my rows for this smaller strap, and now I am ready to attach it to the other side of the bag onto the back. I like to use a slip stitch to do this, so I'm going to take my bag and turn it inside out, and then I will slip stitch. Similar to the front, I want to leave one stitch there and then come into this next stitch and then slip it into my first stitch on my handle, and then I'm just going to pull my string through all the stitches, and I'm just going to slip stitch these together by inserting my hook under both stitches. Yarn over, pull through both stitches, and pull through the loop on the hook. I'll just do this into the next 12 stitches to connect it, and then this strap will be done. As you can see, I've turned my bag back to being the right side out, and now I'm going to work on the longer strap, the one that goes through the smaller one that you hold on to. And for this bag, I'm going to make that strap the same color as the body piece, which is kind of my denim blue. And I'm going to attach my yarn similar to when I did this strap, making sure that my bag is nice and flat so I can see it evenly. I'll leave the first stitch alone and I'll come into the second stitch, and then I will single crochet. Oh, because this is the same color, I will not single crochet. I'm going to continue on with the Tiny Textures pattern because it's the same color. Now that I have my first row done, I'm just going to continue to make rows similar to what I did with the smaller strap, but this time I'm going to make 55 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and complete those rows, and then I will meet you at the end of the 55 and we will attach it to the other side. I just finished the 55 rows, and so now I'm going to turn the bag inside out again and slip stitch it to the other side, and I will go ahead and do that now. The last thing I'm going to do to finish the bag off is to do a single crochet around the edges, and that just kind of gives it some nice clean edges. Here on the bag portion, I'm going to do a half double crochet, and that's just because I like how that edge looks better than a single or a double. So I will single crochet around the edges of the straps, and on the edge of the bag I will do a half double crochet, and then I will finish by tucking in my strings and my bag will be finished. Here is my finished bag. I really enjoyed this project. I'm curious which style you guys like best. The style 1 is what I'll call this one, where the small loop is the same color as the bottom, or style 2, where the small loop is the same color as the body. But I think I really like style 1 because you can really see the black color there, versus this one, it looks a little different. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments below which one you like better. These are going to be listed in the Etsy shop, and I will have the link to that in the description. I will see you guys next time. Bye!
If you would like to see more, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss a video.